It was raining outside. The rain had been falling all day. It was soft and quiet. The streets were wet, and the lights from the cars made the road shine. I stood near the window and watched the rain. It made me feel calm, but also a little sad. I have always liked the rain. But today, it felt different. It made me think of someone. Someone I missed. Then, I saw something. There was an envelope on the windowsill. It was a little wet. The paper was light blue. My name was written on it. The handwriting looked familiar. It was her handwriting. My heart beat faster. I had not seen her for a long time. She had left without saying goodbye. I did not know why. She just disappeared. I picked up the envelope. My hands were shaking. I was afraid to open it. But I had to know what was inside. I opened it slowly. There was one letter inside. The paper smelled like her. A soft, sweet smell. I closed my eyes for a moment. So many memories came back. Then I began to read. If you are reading this, it means I found the courage to send it. I could not say these words before. I still love you. Maybe too much. But love is not always easy to understand. I stopped reading. My eyes were full of tears. She had written this just for me. Every word was full of feeling. Outside, the rain kept falling. But inside, something had changed. I didn't feel so alone anymore. She was not here, but her words were. Her love was still with me. So I sat by the window, with the letter in my hands, and let the rain fall around me. It felt like she was close again. The next morning, Daniel woke up early. He could still hear the sound of rain outside. It was soft and steady, like a quiet song. He walked to the window and looked out. The sky was gray, and the streets were wet. People walked quickly with umbrellas. Daniel held the letter in his hand. It was a little wet, but the words were still clear. He read it again. Every word felt like her voice in his heart. I miss you every day. I hope you are smiling when you read this. Daniel smiled a little. He missed her too. But reading her letter made him feel close to her. He remembered the place where they used to meet. The old bench in the park under the big tree. Even in the rain, it was a special place. He put on his coat, took an umbrella, and walked out into the rain. The wind was cool, and the rain touched his face. But he didn't mind. When he reached the park, the bench was still there. Empty. Quiet. Waiting. Daniel sat down and took out the letter. He read it again slowly. If you ever feel lonely, listen to the rain. I will be there. Daniel closed his eyes. He listened carefully. The sound of the rain was soft and kind. It felt like her voice, whispering, I'm with you. He didn't feel so alone anymore. Daniel stayed on the bench for a long time. The rain fell gently on the leaves. Drops made soft sounds on his umbrella. He felt calm. For the first time in many days. His heart didn't feel so heavy. He opened his bag and took out a small notebook. It was old, with a brown cover. Inside were pictures, drawings, and notes from the past. He turned the pages slowly. There were photos of her smiling, holding his hand, laughing in the sunlight. There was one photo he loved the most. She was standing in the rain, arms open, her face turned up to the sky. smiling like the rain was made just for her. He smiled at the memory. She used to say, "Rain is not sad. It's the sky's way of hugging the earth." Daniel ran his fingers over the photo, as if he could feel her warmth again. Then he saw something he had forgotten. A small envelope tucked inside the back cover of the notebook. His name was written on it in her handwriting. His hand shook a little as he opened it. Inside was a second letter. "Dear Daniel, if you are reading this, it means you are thinking of me. Thank you for remembering. I know it is hard. But I also know you are strong. The rain is not the end. It is just the start of something new. Live. Laugh. Love again. And never forget. I am with you in every raindrop. Love always. Emma." Tears filled Daniel's eyes. He read the letter again and again. The words were simple, but they touched his heart deeply. He looked up at the sky. The rain had stopped. The clouds were moving. And soft sunlight was starting to shine through. Daniel stood up slowly. He put the letter back into the notebook, held it close to his heart, and smiled. She was right. The rain wasn't the end. It was the beginning. He whispered, "Thank you, Emma. I will live. I promise." And with that, he walked home. Each step a little lighter. His heart a little fuller. The next day, Emma woke up early. The sky was gray, and the air was cool. She looked at the letter again. It was still dry and safe. Her heart felt full, but she also had many questions. Who wrote the letter? Why was it left in the rain? Was it really meant for her? She decided to take the letter to her grandmother. Grandma Rose was very wise. She knew many things about life, love, and people's hearts. When Emma arrived at her grandmother's house, the old woman smiled. "Good morning, Emma," she said. "You look like you've seen a ghost." Emma laughed a little. "Not a ghost, Grandma. But I found something special." She gave her the letter. Grandma Rose read it slowly. Her eyes moved over each word. Then, she looked at Emma and smiled. "This letter is full of love," she said softly. "Someone truly cares for you." "But who?" Emma asked. "And why now?" Grandma Rose thought for a moment. Love letters come when they are needed most. Maybe someone is waiting for the right time to speak. Emma felt confused. "But I don't know anyone who feels this way about me." Her grandmother took her hand. "Sometimes, people love us quietly. They don't always have the courage to tell us." Emma held the letter close. The words inside were kind, warm, and deep. She wanted to know the person who wrote them. That evening, she walked through the park again. The bench was empty. The flowers were still wet from yesterday's rain. She sat down and looked around. Then, she heard a voice. "Did you read it?" She turned quickly. A boy stood near the trees. He was shy, with messy hair and a soft voice. His eyes looked nervous. "Read what?" Emma asked, though she already knew. "The letter," he said. Emma's heart beat fast. "You wrote it." He nodded. "I didn't know how to say it. So I wrote it and left it there. I didn't think you'd actually find it." Emma smiled. "But I did." The boy came closer. "My name is Leo. I've seen you here before." You always look like you're thinking about something big. I wanted to tell you, you're not alone. Emma felt tears in her eyes, but they were happy ones. I've felt alone for a long time, she whispered. But not today. Not after your letter. They stood there in silence, the air cool around them, but warm between them. Leo smiled. Maybe we can talk more. I mean, in person this time. Emma nodded. I'd like that. The park didn't feel so quiet anymore. Something new had begun. A friendship. Maybe more. Something honest, and full of hope. After that day in the park, Emma and Leo began to talk every day. They met on the same bench where she found the letter. Sometimes they talked about simple things, like music, movies, or the weather. Other times, they shared deep thoughts, dreams, and fears. Leo was quiet but kind. Emma was thoughtful and curious. Together, they felt safe. Weeks passed, and the rain came again, but now it didn't feel lonely. One rainy afternoon, they sat together under an umbrella. I used to hate the rain, Emma said. It made me feel sad and cold. Leo looked at her and smiled. Now. She looked up at the clouds. Now it reminds me of the letter. Of you. Leo's eyes softened. That letter changed everything. Emma nodded. It helped me believe in love again. Even if it started on paper. They laughed. They didn't need big words or loud promises. Just quiet moments and true feelings. One day, Leo brought a small notebook. What's that? Emma asked. I want to write you a new letter, he said, but this time, I want to write it together. Emma's eyes lit up. Together. Leo opened the notebook. A love story. Our story. They started writing. Not just words. But memories. The rainy bench. The secret letter. The first smile. The first hello. Page by page, their story grew. Sometimes they wrote poems. Sometimes short notes. Sometimes just one word. Like hope. Or home. Months went by. Seasons changed. The park turned golden with autumn. Then white with winter. But Emma and Leo were still there, writing, laughing, learning about each other. One day, while snowflakes fell around them, Leo looked at Emma and said, "Finding you was the best part of my life." Emma took his hand. "You found me in the rain, and now you're my sunshine." They both smiled. No more letters were needed. No more waiting. Because love had moved from the paper into real life. Now, every time it rained, Emma didn't feel lost. She felt found.